All right, y'all, I think I found a solution for what to use to cover my rows with. Now, last week, I used some green garden stakes and some irrigation hose to make the frames. And this week, I went and found some tulle. That's right, tulle, the stuff that makes your dresses fluffy. The white stuff in the fabric aisle, that is what I'm using. So let's go and let me show you how I worked this all out. Now, the first thing that I did was find one of those garden stakes to stick in the middle of that tool so that I can roll it down the aisle nice and easy like you see me doing it. I was not finna keep flipping that thing over in my hand back and forth. So Jimmy rigged that too. Just took a stake, stuck it down the middle, and used it to roll it down the aisle. Now at the first end, I tied it up to the first frame just so it would be holding on to something, and I'm opening it up to see how much room that I have. Now this is 54 inches wide, so as you can see, it's not enough to cover from one side or the other. So I'm gonna have to use 2 passes on this, which in the end it turned out to be a good thing, but we'll get back to that later. So I'm down at that end, which I know you can't see, but I'll be back down at this end in a minute. My rows are 30 inches wide, so the 54 inches could fit, but it would be tight, and I don't want that. On this one, I was going to leave it. I was not confident enough yet to cut it. So what I did was I just moved it around and played with it. Then I flipped it over and decided to go back up the other side. Like I said, I wasn't ready to cut it just yet because I still honestly hadn't made my mind up on exactly what I was doing. I'm doing this as I go. So I'm grabbing the piece. I'm going to take this cinder block because it's sitting right there and throw it over the top of this just to hold it in place for me while I go back down the aisle with my Jimmy Rig roller made out of a garden stake. Again, I'm a Jimmy Rigger, y'all. Now, once I get down to the other end, I am finally going to cut it because I have to in order to move on. But like I said, I still really don't know exactly how I want to do this. I got an idea in my head, but I don't really have the full plan yet. So we engineering this as we go, y'all. It started to get hot in this doggone hot tunnel, so I had to come out of that doggone jacket. Plus, I was still trying to figure out what I was going to do. Since I still hadn't figured it out, I decided to tie off the next row and come on down it. That way I would at least have the netting or the tulle over the next row also. Now, if I go quiet, I'm still here. I just didn't have nothing else to say, so just watch what I do. So I finally got the courage to go ahead and cut because it's getting clearer and clearer to me how this is all going to work out. I'm bunching it up, trying to get an idea because I think I got a solution, y'all. And wait till you see how simple it ends up being. Now, my solution got stalled because I couldn't find the hammer. I just had the hammer and now I can't find it. So I'm just going to walk back and forth being frustrated. I lost the hammer. Did y'all see where I put the hammer down at? Because I don't. I looked for that hammer for about 20 minutes, y'all, before finally coming across it. But here's what I did in the meantime. I kept going. And that sometimes that's just what you have to do in life. You hit a roadblock, you can't figure something out, just pick up something and keep going. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And the more that I keep going, at least I am getting something done. It's got to be done whether I find the hammer or not. So that's what I did. Drop that brick, grab my little Jimmy Rig roller, and move that tulle, not netting, that tulle down and just start on the other side of that row. If nothing else, I got the tulle out for both of those rows. And see, I found it. That will keep the bugs out. Now it won't stop a rabbit. It won't stop a rabbit or a mouse if they decide to run up to it. But my fix for that is I'm going to take my peppermint and water and oil spray, and I'm going to spray on the sides of this net so that they don't even want to approach it because of that peppermint. Maybe I'll put some clove. I got all kinds of essential oils. So I'll spray the sides of the net to keep them away. We'll see how that works. All that I did was pull tight it in a knot around this pole. And so it's basically just tension, which means I can open these up and it'll fall all the way down. And if I pull it back up, I can pull. I got it overlapped. So, wait a minute, let me find the spot, y'all. Pull one side up, pull the other side up, and it's back tight. So, nothing fancy. All I did was tie the net around the pole and pull on it and get the little tension. The net is overlapped. I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to give you a total walkthrough of all of it. Give me a minute. Just watch me work, okay? You know what else? I still have material so I can add more hoops in these if I want to, if those are spaced out too far. I don't think that they are spaced out too far, but I think what I'm going to do is over here on the collars, because they're going to get tall. The lettuce isn't. I'm going to add the extra hoops here and here where the collars are, just so I can see what it looks like, because I cut them already from the pipe that I had. So I'm going to use all of that up while I can. And then what I'm going to do is the next time I'm in the big box stores, because it's winter, it's about to be winter here, this stuff should be on clearance. So I'll be looking for some more of this, and I'll grab a roll for irrigation, which I don't know if I'm going to use, which is why I bought that probably 5 years ago and never used it. But I'll definitely be grabbing it for row covers, especially if it's on clearance. I'm gonna let y'all. I knew that this story pole was going to come in handy. If you haven't seen my video on how to make a story pole, it will be linked below and it'll pop up here somewhere. Well, in my other video, I said you didn't have to use a diamond saw like I had, and that, well, let me straighten you up a little bit, and that you could use a hacksaw. Well, you don't even need a hacksaw. All you got to do is bend it and go crazy with it, and there you go. So let's fix this collard green row up and see how we like it. Yeah, I think the added frames is better, especially for the collard greens. Before I go, I want to show you how easy it is to water. Watch. If you're joining me here and you didn't see me make these frames in the last video, I'll link it below and it'll pop up somewhere around here. But this is simply garden stakes, the green ones, and some irrigation hose. Don't worry, once I get done watering, I'm going to give you a walk around so that you can see all of them all set up. This stuff does not have to cost you a bunch of money. All you got to do is think outside the box and come up with other solutions that will fit your budget. That's exactly what I did. That's why I am a Jimmy rigger, because I will Jimmy rig anything to fit my needs. And this is why I like the fact that I have the two pieces overlapping as opposed to the one whole piece that goes from one side to the other. All I have to do is grab it from the middle and both sides will fall down. And then all I have to do is go to the end to grab it to cover it back up. If it went from one side to the other covering the whole thing, I would be stuck either pulling it off or pulling it up and down. And it just seems like it's just easier doing it this way. So I'm happy with this. Now, I don't know if this will work if you were outside. I am inside of the high tunnel. I think it will work temporarily, but I just don't know. So beware and use at your own convenience, but this is an affordable way to cover your rows. Again, I am using Tulle.
That's it. It works for me. Let me know. Is there something that you would try? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Bye-bye for now.